Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, April the 8th, 2015. My name is Michael from Global FX Club, and this is the Ichimoku Kinko Hyo daily video. Just before going forward, please do pause the recording and read over our risk disclaimer. All right, so let's jump right into the swing of things. First, we're gonna start off on the calendar. Has been a lot of requests, and you guys thus far from the feedback like the point that we focus on the fundamentals, then go on to the technicals. So later on today, we have the FOMC meeting of the last minutes. Okay, that is likely to stir some volatility in the currency markets. So keep a close eye on that. With specifics on the U.S. dollar crosses, okay, we will jump into our trades, but we did go ahead and close out all of our trades ahead of this release because indeed there may be spikes in both directions. So we really don't want to get caught up into that notion there. All right. Also later tomorrow there is the Bank of England rate decision. Okay, thus far rates are held at 0.5%, and expectations are for 0.5% tomorrow as well. So let's see how the Bank of England, how the comments thereafter do cross the wires, and then later on tomorrow in the evening, right during the Asia session, we will have the Chinese inflation report. All right, and the inflation report, that is the yield report for the month of March. All right, so let's jump right into the market. As of late, we are again in no open positions, but the recent trades that we had made, okay, that we closed out recently. First was the Aussie yen. Oh, I did this, but it was the Aussie yen, the Aussie dollar, and the euro dollar. Okay. Let's look. So the Aussie yen, we closed out for. We opened that on the 6th, so that was on Monday, and we closed that one out at 92.53, and we got long at 90.83, ended off a positive result of plus 170. Looking at that signal, and firstly looking at the point where we entered the trade, okay, this was the setup here, right? So a nice back test, and then a nice breakout, and then we had a back test, okay, and again entered at 90.83, exited at 92.53. We actually exited today. Let me pull up the Ichimoku chart, but you can see this was the breakout back test here, and then spike higher. All right, so this was the modified trend line. The original trend line, I'll pull that up for you, is here. This is the 4-hour chart. Okay. All right, so you can see this is the original trend line, and then we noticed because we did have a little breakdown here, but then once you seen it on the modified, you seen that there's a trend line, but a nice spike, so a nice front run, but at the same time, what we had on this low was that it was holding the 76.4% Fibonacci retracement area. So it gave a nice ideal area for entry points on that angle. All right. So that was the Aussie yen. I'll make this fast so we could go over a couple of setups ahead of the FOMC and a couple of trades that we are looking at for the latter half of the week. But also, what we have on the close angle was the Aussie dollar. Okay, Aussie dollar was another positive one. Euro dollar, we took a hit for minus 46, but overall a positive day, 170 plus 27 minus 46. So still ended up over just around 200 pips or so. All right. The other trade setup positive was the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar here. Okay, and then entry was 76.40. We exited at 77.13. This was the setup. Okay. Um, Sorry about that. This was a setup and nice back test, breakout back test. We do like playing that. A lot of the times you will see that are typically those are our setups. And then obviously we post a setup in the members area. If you're not a member, please feel free to sign up for our 14-day free trial. Just go to the top and go to join us and fill out the necessary information. All right. This is flat because obviously I'm signed in, but then what you'll see is this. Okay. It's free. You could cancel at any point. Create a username, password, and start looking around. All right. Um, But nice back test, and then we obviously had the topside break. We exited not too long ago. Again, just wanted to book some profits ahead of the FOMC. So now that is all out of the way, what are we looking for now for the latter half of the week and into next week's trade? All right. First, Dalian. Um, if this wasn't a big release, I would have taken the dollar yen long. I think this is a good entry point. And if you're looking at this trade ahead of it, we do like longs as long as prices really stay above that first degree pivot and the Kijun at 119.60. All right, Kijun's at 119.60, and also the first degree pivot, second degree pivot at 118.70, and the third degree at 118.30. As long as we stay above, we do like additional top side. Okay, very similar to when we took the trade on the Aussie yen. That backdrop here, ideal was a X wave. Okay, obviously you guys know by now, or if you're just watching this video for the first time, we do like to mix and match strategies together, and the dollar yen don't rule out a movement towards that 120.70 into that 121.90 area. Okay. Also, the future Ichimoku cloud has turned bullish, so that is a positive note. And then we had a weak Tenkin Kijun bullish crossover, but a bullish crossover nonetheless. So ideally, topside is preferred. Only thing that will really shift the outlook, okay, would be a breakdown test of 118.90, a bounce, and then a break. Until then, upside is preferred. All right. Actually, let's go through a couple pairs quickly. Same thing for the pound yen. So another yen cross. Actually, the pound yen coming to some resistance shortly, but everything is still bullish until it's not. And then again, you're looking at against 117.50, which is the bottom side of the 4-hour cloud. We also already had a bullish crossover. So looking next key top side is 180.05. The euro dollar. Euro dollar given some contrary actions, okay, but since we're looking at dollar yen to the top side, you obviously be looking at euro dollar to the bottom side, looking for the dollar index. Here we have this nice trend line here. What I say is contradicting is the fact that we had a crossover to the downside of the Tenkin and the Kijun, and the future cloud looks like it's turning bearish. We obviously want to see this turn bearish, but we also want to see a break of the trend line, and we already got a first indication of this crossover. Ideally, stay pat and then look for a bottom side break. That bottom side break, in my opinion, will open up downside in the euro, ideally en route towards, not towards new lows, but we're looking at a downside target of about 107.80 into the 108.50 area. All right, guys. Again, as always, jump in the chat room. Talk to you guys there, or feel free to Skype us at Global FX Club. Good luck trading, everyone, and email us at info@globalfxclub.com if you have any questions. Cheers and good luck.